everyone, welcome back to my little crochet corner. My name is Maham and I crochet cute things. You can find some of my free patterns posted over here on my blog, and if you like my work and want to support me with donations or purchase some of my coffee patterns, you can find those over here. You can see my cats in the back because I'm back home for the holidays, and today I'm going to be showing you how to tapestry crochet an adorable little heart bag as well as a matching pouch to go along with it. And let's get started. In this part of the video, I'm basically going to be explaining my method of making the drawstring pouch and the bag, and it is going to be a lot of talking, but I highly recommend that you listen to this so you can in the future design your own bag and pouch following the same method, or be able to understand what I'm doing in a much simpler way. So bear with me. Before I start that off, I do want to say that for both the bag and the drawstring pouch, I'm using a 4.5mm hook and yarn size that's appropriate for the hook. This is 100% acrylic yarn, but then again, you can use any kind of yarn that you like. Here I have a rough sketch of the bag and the drawstring pouch, and I do want to preface by saying that these are not my original ideas. I saw them multiple times on Pinterest and I decided to adapt it and make a tutorial out of it because I didn't see anyone else doing so. I just thought it was really cute and deserved to be out in the world, so you guys can make it as well. But the method is that we are going to be using something called tapestry crochet. Oops, sorry about that. And we are going to be using a grid, which I'm going to teach you how to make. So we're going to go to friendshipbracelets.net and you're going to go to generate. Once you go to generate, you're going to pick alpha pattern, and it gives you this grid which you can use to adjust the width and the height. So your width is basically going to be the number of chains that you start off with. So for example, you're going to have your foundation chain. So you have your slip knot there and you've got your chain. So for the drawstring pouch, I'm going to be doing 15 chains. So let's say that you choose a width of 15. And then your height is basically going to be, well, the length of your pouch. So what I do is I only pick the width and height appropriate for the design, which is the heart. I didn't take anything else into account, like the length or the final size. I just wanted to get the grid of the heart in place, which is what I did. And if you want to do a different size, you could just go to friendshipbracelets.net, adjust the width and height, and then make your own heart. I recommend first making like the base of the heart, so the outline, and then you can fill it in with the fill mode. So hopefully that made sense. Basically, we're going to start off with our foundation chain, and then we're going to build rows on top of it. So we're going to do rows and rows of single crochet or half double crochet, whichever stitch you're using. And we're also going to be doing color switches in between to make like the heart design in the middle, and you're just going to have your rows and rows and rows until you're done. Now for the bag, what we're going to do is we're then going to be turning our work around, and then we're going to be doing rows upon rows on this side to make the other side of the bag. Once that's done, we're just going to fold it. So you see this back part, we are going to fold it so we have like a bag shape, and then we're going to just slip stitch the sides together to join, and then we're going to have our back shape. Then we're just going to do the straps, and that's going to be our bag. Now for the drawstring pouch, we're going to follow a very similar method. So again, we're going to have our foundation chain. We're going to build rows upon rows on top of it. We're going to do our heart. Then we're going to do some more rows, and then, sorry, I should have calculated that better, that I would run out of space, but basically I'm also going to be adding some holes so we can slide our little string through it. I'm going to show you how to do this, and then do some more rows so we have this little space at the top. And then again, we're just going to turn our work and do more rows on this side, fold it, slip stitch the sides together just like for the bag. And that is how we're going to be making our bag and drawstring pouch. We're going to start our project by making a slip knot. And now we're going to be chaining our foundation chain, which is going to be the length of your width or the number of boxes in your grid at the bottom. So for my pattern, for the grid that I made, I have 39 boxes in total for the width. So I'm going to be chaining 39. So to chain, just make sure you're grabbing onto the bottom twist and pull it through. Here I have a total of 39 chains. Please double count and make sure that you do have 39 for the bag. And now we're going to be doing our turning chain, which is just a simple chain 1 to start your next row. It doesn't count towards your chain count. And now you're going to be inserting a half double crochet into the second chain from your hook. For the bag, I'm using a half double crochet. However, if you want to use a single crochet, you can use that as well. I just prefer the texture of half double crochet for my bag. So to make a half double crochet, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And that makes a half double crochet. And now just go all the way down the row by inserting 1 half double crochet in each chain. So I'm almost done. I have just 1 chain left to insert a half double crochet in. And I just wanted to show you guys that it's perfectly normal for your work to curl like this. I get lots of comments about this, and this is perfectly fine. It's going to stop curling by itself as you build on the row, so there's nothing to worry about over here. To start the next row, you're going to chain 1. So to start every other row, you're always going to chain 1 first, your turning chain, turn your work, and then you're going to be half double crocheting into the first stitch of the row. So not the chain, the stitch. And now go back down this row, inserting just 1 half double crochet in each stitch. I just finished my second row, and now we're going to be starting our next row. And in this row, we're going to start following our grid. So I chained 1, I'm going to turn my work, and now looking at the grid, I can count the number of white boxes that come before that 1 pink box that we have to do in our third row. So when I counted the boxes, I have to do 19 stitches with white, 1 with pink, and then 19 again with white. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be doing 18 double crochets, and then I'm going to show you why I'm just going to do 18, because I'm going to show you how to switch colors on the 19th. So all I want you to do is follow the grid and half double crochet 18 in every stitch with the white. Here I've got 18 half double crochets, and now we're going to do our 19th half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, but do not complete the half double crochet because we are going to be switching to our next color, because we have to do 1 little stitch with pink to make the point of the heart. In tapestry crochet, you always switch colors in the stitch before. So if you had to do the pink on the 20th stitch, you would switch to the pink color on the 19th. So always on the previous stitch. So to switch colors, just make a loop with the color that you're using. I'm using pink, and hold on to the white tightly and just slide this pink to complete the half double crochet with it. And this is how you switch colors. Now you're going to be working over the end, so hold your pink, hold your white, you can make it tight if you want to, and this is your working yarn now. Before, your working yarn was white, the one you were working with, but now you're going to be working with pink, and you're going to be carrying this. So carrying just means holding it with you as you work along over it. And now we're going to do our 1 half double crochet with pink. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop. Now we need to do 19 half double crochets with white, right? So remember what I said about always switching colors on the previous stitch. We can't complete this pink because next we have to use white. So what we're going to do is we're going to just cross over the white, and we're going to switch back to white. So grab your white and complete the half double crochet with the white. I hope this makes sense. As we go along, I'm going to try to explain it even more in detail. But now you basically have your 1 stitch with pink. And now you're just going to do 19 half double crochets with the white, and you're going to be working over your pink yarn. So you're going to be carrying it with you, because attaching it and then tying it off and then attaching it again would take a lot of time. So I'm just going to carry it with me until I need it again. So I'm just going to demonstrate how to carry. Make sure that it's not too loose. and you just work over it by inserting the half double crochets in each stitch. I'm at the end of this row. I'm going to show you how to start the new row and how to carry this. So I did my last half double crochet, and then I'm just going to twist the pink, move it to that side, and hold it in place over there. And then I'm going to chain one, and I'm just going to turn my work like we do normally. Make sure that your yarn doesn't get too tangled. And now we're going to be starting our fourth row. Now in the fourth row, we are going to be doing 18 half double crochets with the white, 3 half double crochets with the pink, and then 18 half double crochets with the white again. So we are going to switch on the previous half double crochet. So we are going to be switching colors on the 18th half double crochet that we do with the white. So to make it not confusing, let's do 17 half double crochets with white, and I'm going to show you what to do on the 18th. Here I've done 17 half double crochets. Now we have to do 18, so I'm going to be doing my 18th, but I'm also going to be switching colors to pink because next we need to do 3 half double crochets with pink, and we won't be able to do that if we don't switch colors. So I've got my 18th half double crochet here, but I'm not going to complete it. I'm going to twist the white to my side. I'm going to grab on to pink to make it my working yarn, and then I'm going to complete the 18th half double crochet with my pink yarn. So now pink is my working yarn, and I'm going to be doing 3 half double crochets with the pink, and I'm going to be carrying the white yarn, so working over it. So 1, 2, and on our third half double crochet we have to switch colors because then afterwards we have to do 18 half double crochets with white. So on your third half double crochet of pink, you're going to cross over the pink, make white your working yarn, yarn over and pull through to complete the half double crochet. And now you're just going to do 18 half double crochets, which is going to be till the end of your row. I'm done with my fourth row, and now we're going to be starting our fifth row by chaining 1 and turning our work. In the fifth row, we are going to be doing 17 half double crochets with the white, 5 with pink, and then 17 again with white. And always remember to switch on your previous color. So I'm going to be doing 17 half double crochets with white, and then I'll check back in with you when it's time for me to switch colors. I've done 16 half double crochets. I'm doing my 17th, and because this is my last half double crochet with this color, I'm going to be switching to my next color that I have to do. So on my 17th half double crochet with white, I switched to pink, and now I'm going to be doing 5 half double crochets with the pink. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Since my 5th half double crochet is the last half double crochet I'm doing with pink, this is when I'm going to switch back to white. So on the 5th half double crochet, I switched back to white, and now I'm just going to do 17 half double crochets with white till the end of the row. I'm done with my 5th row, and by now you should start seeing like the point of your heart forming. From the lack of neat edges, I just want to let you guys know that this is perfectly normal in tapestry crochet, and very rarely would you get a perfect edge because each stitch is like a grid, right? So sometimes when we're switching the yarn colors, and sometimes the stitches are dragging on, so the lack of straight edges is perfectly normal. Don't worry about it, and you're still gonna get a super cute result. Now we're gonna be starting our 6th row, and after the 6th row, after I do it together with you guys, I'm going to let you guys refer to the grid that I have linked in the description box. It's posted on my Pinterest. You can open that, and then you can continue following the grid with the same technique that I've showed you right now and complete the heart. And then I will check back in with you once I've also finished the hearts. I'm done with the 6th row, and I'm going to very quickly guide you through the 7th as well in case you're still confused. So I chained 1, and I'm going to be starting the 7th row. I'm doing 15 half double crochets with white, 9 with pink, and 15 again with white. I'm about to do my 15th half double crochet with white, and since this is the last half double crochet that I have to do with white, that's when I switch colors. Always switch colors on the last half double crochet of your previous color. Count the boxes to see how many stitches you have to do with the next color. So I counted the boxes of pink in the 7th row, and I have to do 9 half double crochets with pink, so that's what I'm gonna do. And since the 9th half double crochet will be my last half double crochet with pink, that is when I'm going to switch colors. Now you can go to the link in the description box for the heart grid, and you can complete doing the heart by following the grid, counting the boxes to find out how many stitches you have to do, and always switching colors on the last stitch of that color. If you're confused, you can go back to the previous parts of this video to see how I completed my other rows, and hopefully that helps. If that doesn't help you and you want a more detailed written version, so how I'm explaining right now by talking, if you want something that's written and tells you exactly how many stitches to do, exactly when to change colors, I've put up a written pattern on my Ko-fi as well. The link is in the description box. You can purchase that, and that could help you out as well. Here is my finished piece, and I cannot stop looking at it. I'm so amazed at how pretty it turned out. Look at that texture, look at that beautiful heart, and although the edges aren't perfect, it looks really, really cute. So I did the heart grid, and then I did 2 rows of just plain white half double crochets, and I'm going to be showing you how to end it. So all you have to do is chain 1 with the color you're not using first, and then chain 1 with the color that you were using. Okay, once you have that, you can just take your scissors and you can cut both of them and pull, and when you tighten, you should have like a really secure knot over there, and that's how you fasten it off. You're gonna take your color that you're using for like the background or base, and then you're just gonna attach it into that area where you made your slip knot at the beginning of your project, and you're just gonna attach it with a knot. And then you can work over these ends, pull up a loop, and just chain 1 to start it off, and then you're going to yarn over, and you're going to be double crocheting into these loops over here. So you should have 39 half double crochets by the time you reach the end over here. So please keep count, because it's quite easy to miss when you're not actually working into an area that looks like a stitch. So these loops might get confusing. So please keep count and make sure that you are doing 39 half double crochets, and work over your ends as well so you can have a nice neat finish. So 1, and I'm just gonna go into the next one, and I'm gonna keep count until I reach the very end of my row. 39. So it's important to have the same number of stitches that you started with to make sure that your bag doesn't get smaller from the sides as you're doing the back. We need it to stay the same size. Now we're going to start our next row. To start each next row, you're just going to chain 1 and turn your work just like before, and you're just going to be inserting 1 half double crochet in each stitch until you reach the end of the row, and then you're going to keep on doing rows until the back is the same length as your front piece. And what you can do is you can count the number of rows that you did over here, and then do the same number of rows for your back piece, and then you'll be done. Just make sure that when you close your piece, you have the size of the bag that you want and that they're both the same. Here is my finished piece. It is the same size as the front piece, so when I fold it in half, it closes up like this. Now we're going to start by joining these 2 pieces together on the side to make the bag shape. To do this, we're going to first turn our work to the wrong side. So this the side that I want my bag to have, and I'm gonna turn it to the side that I don't want my bag to have. So side I want, I'm just gonna turn it to the other side, and we're going to be slip stitching the sides together, and then we're just going to turn it inside out so the slip stitches go on the inside of the bag, if that makes sense. So I haven't fastened off my yarn over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna slip stitch directly from there. That would just help it stay parallel while I'm slip stitching. And now let's get started. Since this is my bag and my yarn is attached to the back, I'm gonna first have to bring it to the front. So I'm just gonna slide through any little space that I find. Okay, I got it through over here, and now you're just gonna take your yarn and slide it through both the loops on your hook, and then you're going to turn your work, and now you're going to be working this way to join the piece together. Now for slip stitches, you just have to go as close to the edge as you can. So just insert your hook wherever you have space. So let's see, this little stitch over here, maybe I can get just this one, and go through the back piece, and then just slide it through all the loops on your hook, and this is how you're going to be joining it together. So we're just slip stitching all the way down, and you just have to make sure that you insert your hook through the edges. There's no specific stitch for you to go through, just insert your hook through the edges and you should be joining it together. I finished slip stitching all the way to the end over here, and I made sure to slip stitch it a little bit closer to the edge. I'm going to show you why. But we're basically going to fasten this off now, and to do that, just chain 1, or let's say chain 2 to make it extra secure, and get your scissor, cut and pull and tighten. And here's what it looks like. It's got a nice rounded edge because I slip stitched it a little bit closer to the side, and that just gave it a nice rounded look. This is what it looks like from the side. It has a nice little rounded edge when it's facing forwards like that. And now we're going to be doing the other side. So turn your work back. Once again, line your work up and just put it somewhere in the middle so that you don't lose track of what stitches you're slip stitching together. Because now we're going to be attaching our yarn in the corner over here. So just insert your hook through any of the pieces on the edge and get your yarn. You're going to get your yarn and make a little loop and just slide it through. Now you can make a knot, or you could just chain 1 and directly continue slip stitching. I'm gonna make a knot because I feel like that would make it extra secure for me. So that's just me making a knot, and now I'm just gonna chain 1 because it won't be possible to just slip stitch it by itself. So I'm gonna start by chaining 1. And now I'm just going to slip stitch all the way down, just like we did on the previous side. And yeah, that's basically it. Just slip stitch all the way down like you did on the other side until you come back over here. I finished the other side as well, and now we're going to turn it inside out. So just grab on to the inside of your bag, sorry about that, and just pull it out like this. Oh, and straighten it out. After this, we are going to be making the straps. Now here's what we're going to do for the strap. We're going to slip stitch all around the border until we come to where we want our strap to start. We're going to chain, come back here, slip stitch it, then single crochet back over the strap, slip stitch, and then slip stitch all the way back over here, and then continue the slip stitches onto the other side and repeat that whole process to make the strap over here as well. What that's going to do is that it's going to be in a really even and cohesive way, so we can just keep going. Plus you're gonna get a really cute strap with like a slip stitch border that will look like a braid, and I haven't made it yet, but in my mind I think it's gonna look really good. So let's see how that goes. I'm just gonna attach my yarn in the stitch at the back with a loop. Now I'm gonna chain 1, and that counts as our first slip stitch. And I'm just gonna go around just slip stitching until I reach the area. So this is the good thing, we can now slip stitch it, we can slip stitch this part together. So I'm just gonna go into this and slip stitch. I've reached the area where I want my strap to start, and now you're just gonna chain the length that you want your strap to be. Here I've done a total of 65 chains, and make sure that your chain is kind of straight before you slip stitch it into the bag. So find the stitch where you want your strap to be, slip stitch into it like that. And now we're going to be working all around the chain to make the strap a little bit thicker. So just chain, we'll actually slip stitch into the next stitch first because you want to connect it there. And now turn your work because we're going to be doing some single crochets. So just insert your hook into the chain and just do a regular single crochet. So you're just going into the chain. Wait, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So this is the back of my chain that I'm working into. This is the one that I just did. I have to work into this one next. I'm going to go into the chain and just do a regular single crochet. And you're going to do this until you reach the other side of the chain again. I also just want to talk to you guys about strap length. I got a DM a few days ago asking how to make sure that your strap doesn't stretch out. And when you make straps the other way, where you're starting a whole different strap piece, so you're chaining the length, the width that you want for the strap, and then just doing rows upon rows of it, that way your crochet strap will stretch out. So if you're following that way, you have to make it much shorter than the length that you actually want it to be, because when you wear it, it's going to stretch out. But with the method that I'm using right now, where I chained first, it's not going to stretch out as much because your chain cannot stretch. However, your rows of let's say single crochet or double crochet can stretch. That's why that might not be the best method to do a strap. And this one's kind of a better method because it's not going to stretch as much, since the chain won't have, let's say, space to stretch out. So you have more control over your strap length that way. And I hope that helps. If you ever need to make a strap for any one of your other bags, I do recommend this method. Just did my last single crochet in the chain, and now I'm going to be slip stitching into just the back loop over here. So I slip stitch to join it back to the bag. That's what it looks like. And now we're going to turn our work, and now we're going to be slip stitching all the way back from the single crochet until we reach here again, so we can continue to the other side. So just, insert your hook into your single crochet and slip stitch. That's it. So you're just going to do this until you go back to the other side and reach the end of my strap over here. And now we're just going to slip stitch into that stitch over there to join it back to the body of your bag. And now you're just going to be slip stitching all around your bag. Well, not all around your bag. You're just going to slip stitch until you reach the area where you want the straps at the back to start. So I'm just going to see where I would want them to start. So I'm going to slip stitch all around here until I reach here. Then I'm going to chain, slip stitch here, single crochet, slip stitch all the way back, and then slip stitch all the way till I reach the area where I attached my yarn. So make sure that you chain the same length, that you do everything the same way that we just did over here. Look how pretty. And yeah, that's it. You should be done with both straps following this method. And We even added slip stitches to our strap, so there's even less chance of them stretching out. Here's what my finished bag looks like. I finished the strap on the back and then just slip stitched all around till I came back here. And then I tied it off with a knot and just pulled. And over here I've weaved in the yarn already, and over there as well. I'm going to be adding a little pocket on the inside. I'm going to be sewing it on. It's just going to be where I keep my phone, and if you want to make that, then it's super easy. I'm going to show you that next. I'm going to be making the phone pocket out of this fuzzy pink yarn. I have never used this fuzzy pink yarn, so I'm just going to use it for that, and I think it'll look cute. So we're going to start off by making a slip knot, and then you're just going to chain the length that you want your pocket to be. So I'm going to make this the length of my phone. So you're just chaining the length of your phone, and then you can do your turning chain, and you can do single crochets, half double crochets, and you can keep doing rows until the pocket is as big as you want. So for example, let's say this is the length that I wanted. I'm going to do my turning chain, and then I'm just going to single crochet one in each chain. I know that's super hard to see with the fuzzy yarn, but you just insert one single crochet in each chain until the end of the row, and then when you reach the end of the row, you chain one, your turning chain, turn your work, and then single crochet one in each stitch all the way down, and you keep doing rows until the pocket is as big as you want it to be. Here's a closer look at what I've been doing. I chained the length of my phone, and then instead of single crochets, I decided to do double crochets. And I can't see my stitches very clearly, but I'm just estimating where I can insert my hook, just inserting it there and doing double crochets to the end of the row. So I just want to show you how I'm basically attaching my pocket to my bag. I wanted the pocket to be on the inside of my bag, so I turned my bag inside out. So this is not the actual side of my bag. I've turned it inside out, and I'm working on the inside of the bag. And what I'm doing is, wait, let me zoom in a little bit more. So what I'm basically doing is, with that same fuzzy yarn that I was working with, I basically slide it through the edge, and I grab onto any one of the stitches, just a little loop of it, and then I take my working yarn, I slide it through all of the loops on my hook like that. So basically a slip stitch. And yeah, that's it. So I just grab onto one of the loops and go through all of them, and that's how I did everything. And look how cute that is. That's the front of my bag, and I've got a cute little pocket in there which I can slide things through, maybe my wallet, probably my phone. And now we're going to be doing the little matching pouch. We're going to start off by making a slip knot, and then we're going to be chaining the same number as the number of boxes in our grid. So our grid has 15 boxes as the width, so I'm going to chain 15. Got my 15 chains, and now we're going to be chaining one, which is our turning chain. This doesn't count towards our stitch count, it just helps us start a new row. So after chaining one, your turning chain, you're going to be inserting one single crochet in each chain all the way down the row. So you're just going to go in each chain and insert one single crochet until you come back over here. And this is our first row. So that is the all white row at the bottom of our grid. I finished my first row with just white, and now to start our second row, we're going to chain one, turn our work. We're going to be inserting 7 single crochets with white, 1 with pink, and then 7 again with white. So we need to switch on our 7th single crochet to pink. So just insert your hook into the stitches and do 6 single crochets, and then on the 7th single crochet with white, I'm going to be showing you how to switch colors. Doing my 6th right now. Okay, I did 6 single crochets. Now I'm going to be doing my 7th. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, but then don't complete the single crochet. This is how we switch colors. So get your other color that you want to use for the heart and make a little loop with it like this. So just make a little loop, and with your other color, you're going to be sliding it through to complete the single crochet while also switching to your next color. And then you can just tighten this a little bit, hold on to the yarn. And now you're going to be doing one single crochet with the pink, just like in the grid. So insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, but don't complete the single crochet, because after one stitch with the pink, we have to do 7 with white. So that means we need to switch back to white to be able to do these 7 other single crochets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the pink over here, grab the white, and complete the single crochet with the white like this. And now we've switched back to white, and we're carrying our pink yarn. So the color that you're not working with, you're going to be carrying it, and this is your working yarn. And now just do 7 single crochets with white. Sorry, it's getting a bit. And just carry this yarn with you as you're working. Now we're done with our second row. This is what it should look like, and we're going to be starting our third. So cross over the yarn that you're not working with at the back, chain 1 with your working yarn, turn your work, and now for the third row we have to do 6 single crochets with white, 3 with pink, and 6 again with white. And you always have to switch colors on the last single crochet of the previous color. So because we have to do 6 single crochets with white, we are going to be switching to pink on our 6th single crochet. So then we can do 3 single crochets with pink. If you've already done the bag with me, then you can skip ahead and just use the grid to complete your work. But if you're starting with the pouch, then I recommend that you keep watching and get some practice doing it with me first. So right now I'm just going to be doing 6 single crochets with white and then switching on the 6th. I did 5 single crochets, and I'm right now doing my 6th. So you pull up a loop, and then you cross over your color like that. You grab the yarn that you want to start working with, and you slide it through to complete the single crochet. And now your working yarn is pink, and you can do your 3 single crochets with pink. But then you have to switch on the 3rd, because after that you need to do 6 again with white. So right now I'm doing my 3rd single crochet with pink, and this is when I'm going to switch colors. So I cross over the pink yarn, grab the white, and complete the single crochet with that. And now I can just do my 6 single crochets with white, or single crochet till the end of the row. We're going to be starting our 4th row, so chain 1 and turn your work to start the next row. This is how you're going to be starting all of your rows. And now we're going to be doing 5 single crochets with white, switching colors on the 5th, then doing 5 single crochets with pink, switching colors on the 5th, and then 5 single crochets with the white again. And that is how we're going to be doing our 4th row. And once we're done with the 4th row, you can continue doing the rows by yourself. Just by looking at the grid boxes, you can tell how many you have to do of each color before you have to switch, so you can follow that. And if you get confused at any point in the video, you can just rewind and watch the parts of me explaining again. Then I'm going to be doing all my rows until I complete the heart, and then I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like when it's done. Here is what my finished heart piece looks like. I've done 1 row of just plain white single crochets as well, and now I'm going to be fastening off the pink because I don't need it anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my hook, so just loosen this up a little bit. Insert your hook into that single crochet and bring the pink yarn up, and then chain 1 or 2, get your scissor and cut it. Then you can pull and tighten the pink to fasten it off. I'm going to tighten that afterwards, but basically you're just going to have this pink fastened off. Make it super tight. It's just going to be like that. and when you're, joining the two pieces together, it's gonna get covered, so don't worry about it. And now I'm gonna chain one, and now I'm just gonna do 2 more rows of just plain white single crochets by inserting 1 single crochet in each stitch for 2 more rows. I've done 2 more rows of just white single crochets, and in the next row we are going to be making the holes to insert our string through. After I was done doing 2 more rows, I'm now adding the little holes to put my string through. So I started the row like normal, did 2 single crochets. I'm going to show you what I did over here. After doing 2 single crochets, I basically just chained 1, skipped 1 stitch, and then single crocheted into the next one. And what that did is it made a little hole here where I can insert my string through once I'm done. And then I'm going to do 1 more single crochet, again chain 1, and go back over there. So that is basically how you do your holes. Since we don't have an even number, I was left with 3 more stitches to complete, so I just did 3 single crochets afterwards. And now we're going to be doing the next row. So in the next row, you're going to be doing it like normal, just inserting 1 single crochet in each stitch, except for the places where you have your chain. So don't skip the chain. Instead, you're also going to be inserting 1 single crochet right where it is, so right in the gap like that. And that's it. So you're just gonna go do your next row, and then after I'm done with this row, I'm gonna do maybe 2 or 3 more rows, just regularly, no holes or anything. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna fasten off, and then we're gonna be doing the back side of the pouch. I did 3 rows on top of the row where I did my holes, and I'm just gonna fasten it off by chaining 1 and cutting, and then you can tighten it. And now we're gonna be starting the back. For the back, I'm gonna attach it directly to the bottom of my piece, and all you're gonna do is make a little loop with your yarn, go into the slip knot where you started your work, slide it through, and then just chain 1. And now you're going to be inserting 1 single crochet all the way down. It doesn't really look like a chain, but just make sure you're going through these and keep count to make sure that at the end you have 15 stitches or 15 single crochets. So I'm going to start from where my slip knot is, because I know that counts as a chain. And then I'm just going to go and insert 1 single crochet in each space, and at the end I should have a total of 15. I reached the end of my row. I have 15 single crochets. I'm going to start my next row by chaining 1, turning my work, and now I'm just going to be inserting 1 single crochet in each stitch, and I'm going to keep doing rows like this until the back is as long as the front, or until I can fold it and this part is as long as up till here, and then we're going to be joining it together the same way that we joined the bag. After doing around 15 rows, I'm now making the row where I add the holes for the string. So to make the holes, you just chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet into the next one. Then you single crochet 2, then you do another hole, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. And then after this, I'm going to be doing 4 more rows, and then the back piece will be the same size as the front piece, and I can stitch up the sides. Done with both sides of my pouch, and now we're going to be joining it together. Don't fasten off your yarn. Turn it to the wrong side, the side that you don't want to be the front of your pouch. And now we're going to be slip stitching the sides together. To slip stitch it together, you're just going to insert your hook into the side of the piece, grab the yarn, and just pull it through. And then you're just going to be slip stitching all the way down. So just grab onto any piece at the edge like this, and then slide the yarn through all the loops on your hook. So make sure that you're going on any place that's part of the edge, so not somewhere over here. It needs to be close to the edge. And then you just slip stitch it through, and you're going to do this all the way down. I've slip stitched both the sides and I have all my ends in. Now we're going to be turning it inside out and looking at what it looks like from the inside. I'm just pushing all the edges outwards, and this is what we have. Now that we've got the pouch, we have to make the string that's going to go through the holes. I'm going to be using fuzzy yarn. I decided to make the string out of the fuzzy yarn, and now I'm going to show you how I put it on. You're going to turn your pouch to the back and you're going to use your hook to basically slide it through the gaps.